Edna Simmons had always considered herself in good health for 72. She took her morning walks, cooked her own meals, and kept up with friends over coffee every Sunday. But over the last month, she developed an odd itch. Not all over, just in a few places. It started under her breasts, then appeared on her lower legs, and most annoyingly around her wrists. She tried new soap, changed her laundry detergent, but nothing helped. At first, she ignored it. Just dry skin, she told herself. Then it started keeping her up at night. She caught herself scratching without realizing it. At a family dinner, her daughter noticed red marks on her arms and asked, "Are you okay, Mom?" "I think I'm just allergic to something," she replied. But something didn't sit right. When the itching worsened, Edna finally made an appointment with Dr. Hassan, her longtime primary care physician. He examined the affected areas, asked questions about her diet, medications, and energy levels, and then leaned back in his chair with a serious expression. "I'm glad you came in," he said. Persistent itching in specific places, like under the breasts, lower legs, or wrists, can sometimes signal something more serious than skin irritation. Let's look a little deeper. Edna's eyebrows rose. "You think it's something internal?" "Possibly," he said. "Let me explain. Itching under the breasts, liver trouble." Dr. Hassan began with the itching under her breasts. That area is warm, often moist, and easy to dismiss as heat rash or sensitivity. But when persistent, symmetrical itching shows up in areas like that, without visible rashes, it can be a red flag for liver problems. He told her that the liver is responsible for filtering toxins and producing bile. When the liver is inflamed or bile flow is obstructed, toxins can accumulate in the bloodstream and trigger itching, particularly in areas with thin or sensitive skin. This is especially true in conditions like cholestasis or primary biliary cholangitis, he explained. One of the earliest signs can be itching, usually before pain, jaundice, or any blood abnormalities. He ordered liver function tests for Edna right away. "It may be nothing," he said, "but itching like this deserves attention." Itching on the lower legs, circulatory concerns. Next, he addressed the itching on her lower legs. Edna admitted it had been going on for weeks and sometimes felt like ants crawling just under her skin. That kind of sensation, he said, is commonly associated with poor circulation, especially in older adults. As veins in the legs weaken with age or due to conditions like chronic venous insufficiency, blood flow slows and pressure builds in the lower limbs. This leads to fluid accumulation, skin irritation, and eventually itching, even before swelling or discoloration sets in. Dr. Hassan gently pressed on her shins, then held them to examine the coloration. There was slight mottling, something Edna hadn't noticed. He nodded. This could be early venous stasis. If untreated, it can progress to varicose veins, ulcers, or worse. He prescribed compression stockings and suggested elevating her legs daily. He also scheduled a Doppler ultrasound to assess blood flow. Itching around the wrists, possible kidney issues. Finally, he returned to her wrists, the most recent area to start itching. "This one might surprise you," he said. "When the kidneys begin to falter, one of the strange side effects is itching, especially around the joints and on the back of the arms." Edna was confused. But why would kidney problems cause itching? "When your kidneys don't filter waste efficiently," he said, "those waste products circulate in your bloodstream. They can irritate nerve endings under the skin, particularly near the wrists, ankles, or back of the neck. It's not always the first sign, but when combined with fatigue or changes in urination, it becomes significant." Edna hesitated. "Now that you mention it, I've been getting up twice a night to use the bathroom. I didn't think it meant anything." "It might not," he replied, "but we'll run a panel on your kidney function to be sure." Over the next few days, Edna underwent a series of tests: blood panels, a liver ultrasound, and vascular imaging for her legs. The results brought mixed news. Her liver function was mildly elevated, and she was diagnosed with early-stage primary biliary cholangitis. It was caught early enough that lifestyle changes and medication could slow progression and minimize symptoms. Her Doppler scan showed signs of chronic venous insufficiency in her lower legs, another manageable condition, but one that required intervention to avoid complications. Her kidney function was slightly reduced, but not at a dangerous level. With diet changes and increased hydration, her doctor felt confident it wouldn't worsen. Dr. Hassan sat with her as they reviewed everything. None of this is catastrophic, he said. But if you'd waited another year, you might have landed in the ER. Edna exhaled, all from a little itching. Exactly, he said. The body whispers before it screams. Now, months later, Edna is feeling better. The itching has faded as her treatments and habits have shifted. She no longer brushes it off when her body gives her subtle signals. She's become an advocate in her senior community, gently urging her friends to pay attention to their symptoms. Don't ignore your skin, she tells them. It might be telling you something your heart or kidneys can't say yet. And whenever someone mentions an odd itch they can't shake, she smiles kindly and replies, "You might want to get that checked.